And we're live.
Good morning. Are we both in the shot, though?
Oh,
Let's
let me just, I don't want to get too
crooked. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, I am crooked.
Hi. Good morning, Cheryl Ann.
Good morning, Iris Forcier.
That's me.
That is her. How are you? I gotta put some cream on because this weather.
Put some cream on because I'm gonna be chatty for a minute. Cheryl Ann just supplied me with some pretzels because I'm always hungry. Because I eat breakfast at 6 a.m., so I'm starving.
Why
anyway,
do you eat so early? She's up with the birds. I think she's up before the birds are up.
I think so. I think I actually am.
I think you wake. I think you're the alarm for the birds.
Hey, birds,
what I think.
Get up!
Time to get up. Tweet.
Coffee. We're coffee and a podcast.
Oh yes,
we
are.
And But wait! Before you talk about that,
yes.
This is episode 30.
30. Yeah.
30.
Where's our?
We need like a horn.
I do.
Right? Anyway, now you can blow your trumpet over there. Congrats.
This is just, we'll talk about it, but take a look at the mug.
Yeah.
Oops, I can't. I want to not drop it.
See that, but
spellbinding.
She went to a movie and they gave me
a pre-event. Thank you.
When does it come out?
It's out already.
Wicked.
It came out Friday. Wicked. Yeah, Wicked. Sorry, I forgot to tell you what it was.
I love my new t-shirts.
It was amazing. So Dominic, Cammie, and Alexa and their team from Coffeeandapodcast Xfinity.
Yeah, took care of you.
They hooked us up, all four of us. Yeah. We got to do a preview in Bellevue.
So nice.
At the Cinemark, not the one that's 21 plus. The other one, which is still really great and nice.
The one that has food? Or
not the one that has food where you can sit, the other one.
Just the standard.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
It was so amazing. Spellbinding, and there's a part 2.
Oh, and they're making another one?
They did them back to back.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, what they did
is kind of like Dune when they had Dune 1, Dune 2 recently.
Yeah, it makes better financial sense when you do it back to back.
Okay.
And then everybody's in that momentum, in that groove.
Yeah, and so it's long. You said it was really long.
2 hours and 40 minutes, but it went by.
That is long.
And
That's
my
a long
mate,
time.
he is not a musical person.
Right.
And he actually really liked it. And he's actually looking forward to part 2.
Okay, then I should take my matey mate.
Yeah, and then your matey mate.
My matey mate.
They, we were guessing. I'm like, how much do you think it costs to do that movie?
Right.
He's like, I think 200 million, and he was close. They said it was about 150 million.
Yeah.
The costumes, the set,
movie making is not cheap.
Yeah, this one was not cheap, and I don't know if I got this wrong. I mean, I know it's at least 9 million tulips were involved in the making of this movie. It's just
all
crazy.
Those tulips had to die.
But for the cause. But it's a good point. Oh, I don't know what they did with those afterwards, but we'll have to research that.
Yeah.
But
they could grow other tulips.
Or you do. You just cut them and sell bouquets. Or give them all out as bouquets or something like that. So
gift everyone, and you get a tulip, and you
it could be like the Oprah tulips, and you get a bunch of tulips, and you get a bunch of tulips. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We're really into that.
Yeah, but
what do we have to do Oprah though? Because we're definitely into
Oprah. Do you think knock? Do you think we can, or like, could we do like a live thing? Oh, that'd be really intimidating.
That'd be so. I'd be.
Welcome into my house. I'm like,
yeah.
That'd be like having Martha Stewart come to my house and be like, Martha. I'd be like, okay, just look at me, focus, don't look around.
Look at me. That's funny.
Eyes here. Well, look over there, right? Look over here.
You are so funny.
Oh my God. So why are you up so early?
Okay,
you have a story.
I had so much to
and
do.
I squirreled it. Sorry.
First, I had to get the bloody turkey out of the freezer and into the fridge.
That was turkey.
That was one assignment, and then I decided to make a Japanese beef curry stew in the crock pot. So
where's that?
Because everyone's like, it's easy. Curry. But no, I had to prep everything. I had to cut onions, carrots. Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Well, I've never used this Japanese curry before.
Wow.
And I put a little coffee in it. I got inspired.
My gosh.
For some recipes that I was just scrolling and kind of created my own. And I made I don't know how do you pronounce it, a roux or roulade. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I made my own sauce, for the stew or whatever you want to call it, Japanese curry stew. But anyway, it was fun, but it was time consuming, so I didn't bring any snacks. Hence why Cheryl
Oh,
Ann
so
has
nobody's eaten
supplied
it
me.
yet. So you
No,
this
no,
morning.
it'll cook all day.
Oh, so you got it in a slow cooker?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so that's what
I
I've
told
been
you,
up
folks.
to. Busy.
She is the foodie.
Yeah.
She's
And
the one
I
that's
did
a great
laundry.
cook.
Of course I did laundry. Took a shower, shaved my legs.
And, you know, we're both wearing bling. I just
Hey,
realized.
you look so nice
Here, and she's
today.
got these cute little pants
Oh
on.
my God.
Look
I
at
don't know
this.
if I can't lift my leg that high.
Exercise, don't.
I look like, I don't
We're
know.
bling. We're both bling
I don't
today.
know what the heck I have on today. Like,
This
I'm
is
like,
really warm. It's like a
that
wool
is
feeling.
beautiful.
So I'm
It's
like,
soft.
might have to
I'm like,
strip it a
it's
little
so
bit.
soft.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just a little fun little bolero.
Yeah, I love it.
So,
I love it.
yeah,
Oh, she
buttons.
has the nicest clothes. She has great style.
You're so
Cheryl
cute.
Ann has great style in clothes and in furniture and friends. No.
Oh my God, you're too funny. I do
Okay.
know. I do have great taste.
Vice versa.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So on that note,
yeah.
you want to get into it or anything else?
So
you want
anything
to talk
else?
No, just
we,
I haven't
we
seen
survived
you.
it. We survived the storm.
Oh, right. There was a winter storm here. Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
looking.
it's
That brought
really
back
sad.
flashbacks because
Yeah.
some people did die.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That is bad. And
It
there's Issaquah has been without power for
man.
3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
My husband said at Costco that he couldn't even get the cell phones were even down. Like it's as of yesterday still. So it's been a couple of days that people are still without
tissue. Sorry,
people
folks.
are without power.
Thank you.
You know. Oh, my nose is running too.
It's a
fall.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I know.
Should I be like
So-
a grandma and just do this and just shove it up
I
my
never
little?
thought of that.
My
Oh
grandma
my
used to do that all the time.
Hello, people.
See, you don't even know this falls out, and then
I
you're like,
love
oh,
it.
is that for me?
So
such a dork.
I love that.
Yeah, you just
So
gotta tuck it in there, and you're like,
I never
it's
would
right
have thought
there.
of that.
Well,
Looks like I have a tumor, but
Okay. Well, you're gonna be. Well, this is bulky.
Yeah.
But it's like people like. It's funny because I'm very small chested, but there's people that like stuff all the time in their
am very
bras and all that.
large-chested.
I'm like, it would go right through my shirt.
there's no room here.
So it'd be like really funny. But
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
people
but
that like they
Mae-
pull out
but
their
Mae
phone,
West-
they pull out their credit cards.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did that come from?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really funny. Mae
Yeah.
West did what?
She was like that. She, even though she was large chested,
Mm-hmm.
I think she always had. I don't know. I could be making this up. I thought I saw it somewhere from
sound good
years
though,
ago.
people.
You know, where she would put money. In
Oh,
her
probably.
bra.
Like,
a
yeah,
lot of
because like a
women.
lot of
Yeah.
the older generation was
Right.
they for safekeeping. So
Yes,
you know, because your bras are usually pretty snug and
Right.
no one's gonna know it's there. So it's
Right.
kind of that thing.
Yeah,
So
that's funny.
yeah, the things that we pick up on. Yeah, I was thinking about the grandma the other day, and then I'll get into what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
She's
excited.
an amazing person, and if she was around, I would do a story on her because
Who's
she
that? Your grandma?
my grandma. I got because I get all the deets from her. She had quite the gentleman suitors. I mean,
Oh.
yeah. She was amazing, and she made great fudge. She always
Maybe you
gave us
should do her.
I'd have to partner with my brother. That would be one that's going to take me a while, so probably down the road.
Oh, you should.
But she
do
was such an
that.
amazing woman because she took on. Here she gets married to Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see my look on my face, Grandpa. Grandpa wasn't a very loving man. I'd climb up on him
Grandpa.
and he would take me right off. So he was definitely the kids are to be seen and not heard type
Sure.
of generation.
Yeah.
And here, she doesn't even know Grandpa has 5 children.
From someone else? Mm-hmm. That was very common back
Yeah. And so
then.
all of a sudden he goes to pick her up.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole load of children in the back of the car. And she's like, who are these people? Oh, these are my kids.
Oh my God.
But this woman was so amazing, so gracious. And
that was actually common back in.
yeah, I
those
had no
days.
idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, we talk about blindsided. You're like,
Right?
you think you're marrying one, then you're marrying a whole tribe, you know?
Come
but
on,
no,
let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I have to partner with my brother because
Yeah.
he has her
That would be
letters. And
I would love to hear. What was her name?
Florence.
Oh my God, such
Yeah.
a great old name too.
Yeah,
Florence.
and she just
no one's
was
named Florence. Oh, did they call her Flo?
We call her, well, I called her Grandma.
Grandma Flo. Grandma.
Yeah, no, I think they called her Florence.
Florence.
Sometimes Florence, no.
She was proper.
She was, yeah,
She liked
but she
her
was
proper
funny,
name.
and she wasn't. well, that's going to sound bad if I say, she's not your straight-laced kind of grandma.
Right.
I mean, so if
Yeah.
you, I mean, oh, how do
She
you explain
wasn't
that?
shocking, but
Yeah, she wasn't shocking. Oh, by no,
Right,
because
right.
she was, but she wasn't
She
innocent
was
either. You know what I mean?
witty.
She
I'm
she
getting
kind of
it.
like this person here
Yeah,
that I'm going to
okay.
be talking about in just a second.
doing?
So I wanted to get
Yeah.
a picture. My printer wasn't working right, and I wanted
Right.
to like hold up who I was doing. But I'll hold up the picture of who I'm doing.
Okay.
But no, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. I'll partner with my brother.
Yeah.
She was an amazing, just amazing spirit, and
I am so glad
I just
you
wish
have
I got
that
to
good
spend
memory.
Yeah, but she didn't. I mean, my grandma and grandpa's all left this earth. I mean, my mom, so early. So I never.
That's so
I
sad.
feel, sad because I never
cheated.
got to have that.
How old was she when she passed away? Do you know? Or
I
about?
would say she was in her 80s, and she.
Well, that's a long
She
life.
and then the other, she lived a long
Yeah.
life, but it's like it was later in life when I got to be able to be with her.
Interact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta turn my phone off.
Oh,
That's
someone's
silent. There we go.
dinging
So yeah, but I guess I'm looking at the clock going, oh, it's 11 minutes in. I better start chatting.
Chat
So
away.
we'll
Who
get
we
to.
doing?
We are doing Miss.
Or she's doing
Miss Favorite.
Okay.
Miss. Everybody loves her, Bettywhite.
Oh, Betty.
And what I wanted to do, I'll actually go to this picture and show.
Okay.
She, even though in the story, I will tell you, they said that she was not like photogenic. I love this picture of her. Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah, so great smile.
Yeah.
So this is Miss
That is
Betty
beautiful.
White. That's in her 20s. So she was just a beautiful woman. So
really
she has way too much for me to recap. So if I sat here and went over every single award and
Yeah.
every single TV show and every single appearance, you'd be like, okay, I mean, it'd be a
Yeah.
long time.
You'd fall asleep.
Yeah, she's an amazing person. So I'm just gonna I've got it highlighted kind of
Yeah.
through the years
Yeah.
and special things that happened.
Okay.
And she was born January 17th in 1922 and died December 31 of 2021. So she was almost there to her 100th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, almost there. And she died peacefully in her sleep.
Oh, God.
So-
I'm glad it was peaceful.
Oh, me as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people always said, oh, Betty must be like Elizabeth. A lot of people that are,
Oh, right. The name.
sorry, I got a lot of little hairs. Like where they're born Elizabeth, but
Sure.
they go by Betty.
Right.
Her name has always been Betty. Never been anything
Betty,
else.
Betty.
Just Betty, Marion, and then Lundeen. So
That's awesome.
that was her latest husband.
Mundine.
So, Lundeen.
Oh, Lundeen.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan.
Yes.
Yes.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding. If we were giving out prizes, you get a pretzel. There you go. I will take that. So she is an American actress and comedian, a pioneer of the early television with a career spanning almost 7 decades.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
No. Kinda. But
I mean, how
good
much fun for her. She was noted for her vast number of television appearances, acting in sitcoms, sketch comedy, and game shows.
Wow.
So she's quite the little spitfire. So that's
Diverse.
yeah, exactly. She also produced and starred in Life of Elizabeth, which ran from 53 to 55.
What was that about?
So it was just like her, kind of like her life.
Mm-hmm.
So she was actually the first one to produce a sitcom.
What?
Because I was thinking, I'm like, wait,
Was it
let me go back to
Lucy?
Lucille. No, she was the first one to run a major television series and the first woman to be pregnant, shown pregnant on TV. She was the first one to actually produce a sitcom.
Okay. Okay.
So, because it was different than what they end up forming Desi Lou
Right,
Productions, and she actually did the productions too. But it was a little different, and she started hers right before they started theirs. So
Nice.
she was the first one. I'm like, oh, you go, Betty.
Yeah.
And
Don't mess with Betty.
no, Lucille Ball was the first one to run a major television show.
Okay.
So a studio, not
Right.
the studio, which was huge in 1962. So
Right.
see the dates. And they were actually really good friends.
They were?
Really good friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Could
which
you
was
have
really,
seen
really
them
cool.
together?
Yeah, I could totally see them together.
Yeah, me too. That'd
Totally
be
see them
fun.
together. So she was born in Oak Park, Illinois. Illinois, woohoo!
Wow.
I was born in Elgin, Illinois. And
You were born in Elgin?
yeah,
Illinois?
Elgin.
Wow. You didn't stay there long, though, did you?
No, 6 months. And the reason why for that,
Yeah.
just a squirrel moment, was just because, which I laugh right now, my, because that's where my mom and dad were.
Yeah.
And but my dad had roots back here.
Right.
We'll tell that story when we talk about grandma.
Glad, or I would have never met her.
But
Yeah.
do what?
I'm glad, because I would have never met
Oh,
you.
I know. So
Possibly.
they moved back because Chicago, was the area that they were in was very rough. So if you can imagine them saying it's rough
Yeah.
back there in that day, back in the 60s,
Yeah.
people, I'm not 21, just a little over, but. And then think of today, I mean, it's crazy. So they didn't want to raise us in that environment.
Right.
So, and these guys actually, they ended up moving later. I'll tell you that in a moment. She was the only child.
Oh.
And then, so her mom was Christine, and she was a housewife, and her dad was, who was her dad? Horace. I was going to say Harold. Horace.
Those names back then were so cool.
So, yeah,
Horace.
different.
Horace.
And he came from Michigan, but he was a lighting executive. And so,
what does that mean?
he worked for a lighting company.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so they ended up moving. They ended up moving when she was about a year old to Alhambra, California.
Alhambra?
Did I do that? Alhambra, California.
Yeah.
And then later to Los Angeles.
What a nice area. Oh.
So,
Wow.
and that was during the Great Depression. So Dad had to do stuff. He had to make some extra money. So he used to build crystal radios.
Whoa.
Which I'm not quite sure how you build a crystal radio. Whoa. And then he'd either trade that for goods, or that's where he would also sometimes trade them for dogs, because Betty, as you'll find out, is a huge animal lover.
Oh my
animal
God.
rights. So yeah.
I did not know that. That's
So
cool.
she's a strong face of animals. And she had 3 herself, which, did I put the picture in there? Probably didn't put the picture in there. Gosh darn it. I had it in there and I took it out. So she has 3 pets.
You took it out?
I took it out. Forgot about it. So she was educated in Beverly Hills.
Nice.
Nice rural area. And she
then.
graduated in like 1939. What?
Yeah, back then it was.
Oh, back then it was beautiful. Yeah. So her interest in wildlife was sparked by her family vacations to the Sierra Nevada. And so she initially wanted to be, which I find interesting, a forest ranger.
Oh, I could see her.
I could totally see her.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You over there. Come here.
Yeah. You leave the bears alone. Stop it. Women were not allowed to be.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's like,
We're still fighting for our rights, people.
dang it. So at that time, they were not allowed to serve. Yeah, I know. I made a lot of noise there. Make some noise. So instead, she had an interest in writing. I know. She had an interest in writing.
Okay.
So she wrote and played the lead in a graduation play at the Horace Mann High School. So she loved writing and all of that kind of stuff.
But her dad's name was Horace, and she went to Horace Mann High School?
Yeah, I guess so.
Whoa, that's coincidental.
Yeah, I didn't look at that to see if he was named. I mean, he might have been, probably not, just coincidence.
Coincidence. It
You
was a
know.
popular name.
Yeah. And then so she discovered her interest in performing.
Right.
And she was like, ooh, they say like that little bug bites you.
Yeah.
And so she liked it. So then her idols were Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy. And then so I didn't look those people up.
That's okay.
Which I will later. But so those are the people that,
Inspired
her. And so one month after she graduated high school, they went ahead and they were part of this experimental television show called The Merry Widow. Mm-hmm. And it says at the time was the medium of television itself was still in development. So she found side work as a model, which we'll talk about because remember that where she's finding work as a model.
Okay.
And then her first professional acting job was with the Bliss Haydn Little Theater. This is when she was 20 years old.
So beautiful.
And I think she's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
So there's little Miss Betty doing some modeling.
So pretty.
And she always had these happy eyes.
Yes, and she's got a beautiful smile.
A great
and she
smile.
Smiles with her face.
Oh, her whole
that.
and her aura. So it's like her aura is all up in there.
Aww.
So not the funny thing is, but it's kind of funny because I don't want to say that. So a lot of people are intimidated with big machinery, right? Mm-hmm. Well, she ended up, so it's after the World War II in 1941, she volunteered for the American Women's Voluntary Services, and her first assignment was driving a PX truck with military supplies to the Hollywood Hills.
Nice.
Now, I could see her doing that, but a lot of people would be very intimidated, and it probably... Well, back in the day, a lot of those were clutch.
Stick shift, yeah.
So she...
I would have been grinding that
thing. Okay.
Here comes Betty.
You're fired. Yeah, exactly. They know exactly who's coming.
She must have done it. Good job.
So she did that, and she really enjoyed that. And then she also participated in events for the troops. So I'm just going to kind of highlight through some of these because there's a lot of different little things. So it's kind of interesting. So she ends up having the Bettywhite show, but she ends up having the Bettywhite show like 4 different times it runs, but it's kind of tweaked a little different. So they kind of brought it back, and so they'd have it go away, she do stuff, then they bring it back, and then
that's cool.
Yeah,
though.
so she was able to have your show, be out there 4 different times. So she was offered her own radio show, which was the Bettywhite show.
Right.
And then in 1949, and then she also began appearing as a co-host on the Al Jarvis. Do you remember that? It sounds kind of slightly familiar.
The name sounds
on his daily live television variety show.
No, that was way before our time.
Yeah, but it just kind of sounds familiar. That Jarvis, I don't know why, and this is all in Los Angeles, so very, very cool.
Good times. She was there at such a good time, though.
Oh, for sure.
For her life to span that whole time through Hollywood,
she saw. Yeah.
She was an OG.
Old gangster for sure. I don't have. Dang it. No. Okay. No. That reminds me. I don't know if I can down this, and then I'll tell you why, but thank you. Hold that thought.
Okay.
So she began hosting it herself in 1952.
Wow.
But you want to know the amazing thing about this?
What?
Is she did ad-lib.
Oh, wow.
For 5 hours.
Oh, 5 hours. I can't even
6
imagine.
days a week.
She was the original podcaster.
So
TV
absolutely.
Ad-libbing.
So she was coming up with all her own stuff.
Yeah, that's impressive.
For 5 hours every day.
That's talent.
That's talent. That's why I had to really make sure. And that continued for a 4-year span.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that, people?
I wonder if Johnny Carson and all those guys watched her and were inspired too. Because
she was on his show too. Yeah. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Because to ad-lib for that long, that's a long time.
Exactly.
To carry the weight,
It was, that just to me was amazing.
Yeah.
And another cool thing is she's definitely pro-human rights. So, so like her sitcom, she had creative control over all the series. She was able to hire a female director, which was awesome.
Wow.
In the first for American Network variety television, and then her show also featured an African American performer.
Nice,
which was awesome. She loved this person, but the show faced criticism for the inclusion of this person, this dancer Arthur Duncan. He was a regular cast member, and the sad thing is that they ended up. She's like, oh hell no. I ain't taking this person off, so I love her moxie.
Good, yeah.
But then you know what they did?
What?
They started changing her times. And that's how they end up phasing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really, really frustrated me to hear that.
Sure.
The show was a huge success. The people loved it. It's the networks that they said no. So it was all about the racial equality. So then, and the cool thing though, in 2017, 63 years later after the show was canceled, he appeared on as a surprise guest on a series premiere for the reality talent show, Little Big Shots Forever Young, where he performed and was reunited with her, and later she again thanks him for all of his support. So isn't that cool?
That's so cool.
So
what was his name?
His name was Arthur Duncan.
Oh, so he was the good guy. He wasn't the bad guy.
No, he wasn't the bad guy. No.
Okay.
So sorry if that was confusing. So Betty White hires Arthur Duncan to be one of her cast members.
Okay.
And to be dancing and all that stuff.
Okay.
And so
Thank you.
somehow the executives were having conflict with that because she was her own creative control. She could hire, fire, do whatever she wanted to do.
Oh, those were the bad guys.
So the network was the bad guys where they're like, no, we don't like this. We feel it's too controversial.
Right.
And so they kept switching the time that the television show is airing to where then it's like, oh, no, we're not getting any ratings, so we're going to cancel it. Of course you're not, because you're changing it at 2 a.m. So that was really, really, really sad. But she started winning awards, the Los Angeles Emmy Award in 52. I mean, so this girl just starts getting out of the gate, starts winning awards. She's very likable.
She hits some stride there.
Yeah, she just is awesome.
Yeah.
But the funny thing, as we go back into, we're talking about her career, she was trying to do other things, and people are like, yeah, you're just not photogenic. You're just not. But which was funny because here she's got beautiful pictures that you see. She's first on the radio, so she has a great voice. I was listening to her song too. She was just all of a sudden getting to know you. She was singing that just like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's on one of her shows, and I was just like, wow, girl, you
could sing.
Yeah, you can ad-lib, you can model, you can drive a PX military truck.
Yeah.
You know, the girl is, created her own sitcom. I mean, so we're just starting out of the gates.
Right.
With this woman. I mean, she's had 99 years of just awesome stuff. So she has all these other shows that you're seeing in here. I'm not going to go through that because there's just so much stuff that she did. So the big thing with Back to Lucille Ball, the sitcom did give White some positive experience, such as she met Betty White while still working on it, as both Date with Angels and I Love Lucy were filmed on the same Culver's Lot studio. So that's how she met her.
Yeah.
And then the two quickly struck up a friendship over the accomplishments in talking. And then in a male-dominant television era, you got these two brilliant minds that are taking control because Lucille was off with her husband, and then she's off on her own, but she's taking storm in all these little things because if I scroll forward, she was in the Merrily Tyler Moore. She was in my favorite one, The Golden Girls.
Yes, that
she
put her,
that
forever, cemented her forever.
Absolutely. So they relied on each other through divorce, through illness, through personal loss, and even competed against each other on various game shows, which I thought was fun. So
her and Lucy.
Yeah, her and Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball. People.
Lucille Ball, yeah. I guess I should, when I say Lucy, I think everybody knows. Like, Prince, like Cher, like, Elton John. No, that doesn't count. That's Elton John. That's 2 words. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. But,
Funny dork.
So.
I love it.
I am. No. So she met her first husband while volunteering at the American Women's Volunteer Services, and his name was Dick Barker, and they got married in 1945. They moved to Ohio, but guess what?
What?
Just take a guess. Lived in Ohio. Guess what would be in Ohio? chickens and farms.
Oh.
And so she's like, it's like the Green Acres. No.
I love
This
Green
isn't,
Acres.
you know, I love that was a great show too. She's like, no, I can't do
Life
this.
wasn't for her.
The life wasn't for her.
Especially
so
after
she,
Beverly Hills.
But he liked the simpler life.
Yeah.
So that's why
He stayed.
he was in Ohio. So, but no, she did not enjoy it. So they returned to Los Angeles
yeah.
and then divorced within a year.
Oh.
Because he couldn't take the farm,
Yeah.
and I mean, he couldn't take the city, and she couldn't take the farm. So it's
Right.
truly like a Green Acres moment.
Yes.
So then she married Lane Allen in 1947, but they divorced in 49 because he wanted to start a family, and her career was just starting to go, and so she's like, no. So they divorced. So because she did not have any children, she had the third husband, which is Alan Lundeen.
Yes.
She married into an instant family, and she had his family. I said there were 3 boys and a girl.
I think it was 3 children.
Yeah, and three boys, and so they married in 1963. So she met him as a celebrity guest on the game show Password, which I guess I didn't realize that has been on for so long, 1961.
Whoa. Is it still on? No.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Probably not up to too long ago, but it was on there for a long time.
Wow. I'm not a game show person, but a lot of people are.
Yeah,
It's
a
very
lot of people
popular.
are. Like Diana, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
I like to watch the Wheel of Fortune. I did like Bob.
Did
Barker.
you?
I
Did
liked
you?
Bob.
Okay.
Bob was
I
cool.
didn't.
So he proposed to her a couple times, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, play it all cool and coy. So he got a lot
Don't
of
need to get
her.
married. Been
Yeah.
there, done that.
She describes him as just her soulmate, the love of her life.
Wow.
He did die from stomach cancer in 1981, and she never remarried. And this is what I think is so cool. She's like, I'm not gonna get married again because once you've had the best, it gives me chills. Once you've had the best, there is no rest.
Oh, I love that.
So-
That makes me want to cry.
Yeah. So she was amazing. So she was also the face in parades. So she was in a lot of different parades, asked to come back.
Do we know what year Golden Globe? I'm sorry. Golden Girls was?
1985 to 19. I'm right almost there. 1985 to 1992. It said.
Okay. That really had a good run, and it just like when you think everyone who associates the word Bettywhite always thinks of Golden Girls. Always. Yeah.
And the interesting thing
Such an
with that,
impact.
well, I'll get to that in a minute. Her big breakout role, though, was with when she was appearing as Sue Ann. I had to look at this because Nivens. Excuse me. She came in on the 3rd season of the Mary Tyler Moore show that ran from 1973 to 1977.
Okay.
So that's when she came into that. And then,
Okay.
do you remember her? She's been in so many different sitcoms. I'm trying to think of other names.
She was kind of like not a chameleon, but she was so versatile.
She's extremely versatile.
You mention all these things she's been in, but they're also before my time, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I only remember reruns of Mary Tyler Moore.
Right.
Well, I
And I
mean, not
don't remember
reruns because
seeing
I would
her.
have been 10.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of those.
But I do remember watching it because I remember her boss Ed.
Yeah, I
He was a
remember
Garfield
that.
guy, yeah.
But I don't remember seeing Bettywhite in it. So
I don't remember seeing Bettywhite in that one either.
yeah,
Not
so
no.
she didn't stand out until for our generation.
Right, but she
Probably.
did win an Emmy in 1976
What?
for
For
her
what?
role in Mary Tyler Moore. She made such an
Whoa.
impact on people.
Wow.
So again, like I said,
Yeah.
she started her career. She started winning all these little things. She's doing singing in her variety shows, and then they went back and did a new series, The Bettywhite, and it featured John Hillerman as her co-host.
Okay.
He played her smug ex-husband, who plans to be, I remember this one, who happens to be her director for a TV plays drama, but it only lasted 1 season.
Okay.
So then she falls into the role in the Golden Girls.
Nice. Yeah.
And the interesting thing about this is her and B. Arthur did not actually see eye to eye.
They didn't? Oh.
So there was some
Tension
there, but even through the tension, they loved each other. She respected her. I think it was probably more that they just had very strong opinions on stuff.
Right.
But she never let that show while she was doing the show.
Yeah.
And those guys were just amazing.
Funny.
And the weird thing is they all died 2008, 2009, 2010.
Oh.
And then she lives until 2021.
Right. Remarkable.
So it was really weird. They all died. The three girls died all a year from each other, which was really sad.
Really sad.
So in 1988, she gets her star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Bettywhite, Miss Bettywhite.
Nice.
So then she gets a career reinsurgence from 89 to 99, which is amazing. And then the very cool thing that I thought I want to skip ahead in 2010, because she's doing little face in this and face in that, because in here I do have, it's on the back, she appeared in 19 movies.
What?
She wrote and co-wrote 21 books.
Huh.
So there may be gaps in this because the girl's busy.
Wow.
And she's doing her game shows and appearances on the Johnny Carson show. And in 2010, which she would have been 88,
right,
she appears and is the oldest host on Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God.
Is that amazing?
To see that episode.
Yeah, so I have to pull that one up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then she does another appearance on The Tonight Show in 2010. So she actually, it says her Betty's fame skyrocketed with the new generation after her iconic Super Bowl ad that year.
Well,
so I didn't get that. I didn't go back and find that. But because she's hip and which I'll tell you how hip she is in a minute. That's how she got a whole new generation because she's just not your grandma. She's your grandma. She's your, not swinging like that, but she's your, she's your swinging grandma.
Nice.
So then, yet another TV series she gets into, and that one has Valerie Bertinelli. That one has Wendy Malick, Jane Leaves, and that was called Hot in Cleveland.
I didn't see that.
And then that one ran for like 6 seasons. I never saw that one either.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was in 2010.
Cleveland.
And then, this is the cool thing. And this is what I got to see if I can get. I'm like, oh, dang it. I needed to do that.
Okay.
So, in 2011, guess what Miss Betty does?
What?
This is what makes her so cool.
She
ends up recording a remix of Luciana's, she's a British singer, of I'm Still Hot.
I've never heard it.
And it goes number 1 in the hot dance clubs.
Oh, how cute.
And so
how cute is that?
She's like, I'm so hot. And then she's got and she's got these male dancers. And that's why I gotta
look this up.
It is amazing. Because she's like, I'm so hot. Like
she is OG.
She is all, no one can be like Betty. Yeah. So it becomes number 1. But all through her life, she has this love of animals.
Right.
So she speaks out for animals. So she's given her time and energy to numerous organizations, American Humane Society.
Very nice.
She spoke during the first Dog Hero Awards, and then also hosted by Association of Beverly Hills. So she is like, her organizations are like the Los Angeles Zoo. She's done the Moore's Animal Foundation, the African Wildlife Foundation. I mean, so she's been in it. And I forgot to say that she also, because I think I briefly talked about it, but I didn't say what the name of it was. She actually co-founded Brandy Productions with writer George Tiblins and Dawn Feddersen, a producer. So that's where they were also working on different shows. So she's a co-producer, founder of, I mean, just, you can see how it keeps going and going. She she never had any downtime. So you think her husband died.
So you think, I think
81.
that probably what a love for life. I love that.
Oh,
that she kept
yeah.
going,
And she had such a fan base.
Yeah.
Such a fan base. And so, it says White donated, according to the Los Angeles Zoo and Botanical Gardens Zooscape member newsletter, White hosted History on Film from 2020, from year 2000 to 2002. And White had donated nearly $100,000 to the zoo in the month of April 2008 alone. So, yeah, and then she serves as a judge on the 2011 American Humane Dog Hero Award ceremony. So she's just given in all ways.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just such a wonderful person. And at the age of 90, she gets to meet Mr. Barack Obama in 2012.
Oh.
And she's in
Let me see.
the Oval Office, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look how little she is.
I know.
So
She's so
tiny.
cute. She's so cute.
So tiny.
And then 2012, she did a book signing for one of her My Life at the Zoo. So she wrote, like I said, wrote and co-wrote. So she did books on her own, plus she co-wrote books.
Yeah. It's
21
impressive.
of them.
That's
Yeah, so they're everything from children to her life to animals.
Very nice.
Just like mixed it up, which is very, very cool.
Very incredible.
So in 2015, she receives a Lifetime Achievement Award, which she so deserves.
So deserves.
She's been just getting Emmys. She was nominated 24 times and she won 8.
Wow.
Is that amazing?
That
to
is
be nominated
amazing.
24 times. She was a strong advocate of LGBTQ rights.
Nice.
Yes. And then her quote is, if a couple has been together all that time, and they're in a happy relationship, they're more solid than the other one. So she's like, I mean, I don't see anything wrong. So she is a very, very, very strong advocate of that. So she does have some quotes.
Okay.
So her quotes on aging, she had quotes on aging, humor,
Wow.
all sorts of ones, but I just picked some
Okay.
random one. Retirement is not in my vocabulary, and it was never in her vocabulary.
That's cool. That's inspiring.
They aren't going to get rid of me that way.
That's inspiring. That's
So
inspiring.
you just don't put any vocabulary. People, retire, what?
Yeah, because I say it all the time. Oh, I got to stop now. I got to rewire my brain.
So retirement is not in my vocabulary.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
I may be a senior, but so what? I'm still hot.
I'm still.
Yeah, you guys have to check that out.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
My mother always used to say, the older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana.
Well, then you're still good.
Which I don't get. I have to go
Big.
look at that article. What, 6.25 million for a banana that's just duct taped to... Did you hear about that?
No. Yeah.
Some piece of art. I'm like, okay. Unless it was somebody's banana that was very special, but it's going to die in 7 days. So anyway.
I mean,
everybody needs a passion.
Banana bread.
Yeah, exactly. That's expensive banana bread, 6.25 million. Everybody needs a passion. That's what keeps life interesting. If you live without passion, you can go through life without leaving any footprints. Betty, you left footprints wherever you went. Yep, you're never too old for anything. She proved it. Go check out I'm Too Hot.
I gotta check that out.
Rihanna.
I am definitely checking that out.
Rihanna,
It's with Rihanna?
Rihanna, not that Rihanna. Rihanna. What was her name? Rihanna. I can't remember her last name.
I don't know her name.
Oh my goodness. Rihanna. Not Rihanna. Luciana. Sorry, pardon me. Luciana, a British singer.
Okay.
So then her quotes on humor. Laughter keeps everyone feeling wonderful.
It does.
And I thought, because she would say, she was known as the prankster.
Yeah.
So, and she liked to make people laugh.
She's funny.
And so, she's really funny. If no one has a sense of humor, one is in trouble. I love that. I'm
Indeed.
like, oh, indeed. Duly noted. Her wisest quotes, I just make it my business to get along with people so I can have fun. It's that simple.
Yep.
So she just fits in. That's why she lasted 100 years.
And here's something I read about her too that I thought was interesting. I heard she was a big flirt.
Oh, she was a flirt.
And
yes.
I was thinking about that going, I'm not a flirt. I wish I could know how to flirt. I don't know how to flirt. I've never been a flirt. But I admire people like that just, she could just ad-lib those flirts and just
she did it as
and
not like, no, I want to.
No.
She
like,
had a way
funny.
about her. And that was never an issue with her and Ellen.
How cool was that?
Yeah,
I admire that she could flirt with people and make them happy and smile. Yeah.
She was a person like,
it wasn't
turn that frown upside down.
Yeah,
It's like, and you couldn't help but not be happy with her,
She was a good, we could say that she was a good people observer for her to, for her to work off people that way. That's a nice trait.
Yeah, I would have liked to have more stories, but then I'm like, well, this will be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, so you guys will just have to look up.
This whole podcast is to inspire you, to give you some hints to her. She's done her own documentaries. Yeah. She's done her own documentary and books. She's just had a fascinating life. And then so she's also...
True inspiration.
She's true and inspirational. Like if I said I was too old, in my age, and then she's like 85, 88, girl, come on, go to the club,
That's right. We're never
it's okay. And it's just funny. And another one she has on Wisest Quotes, I know unless I'm true to myself, I couldn't be happy. Too much emphasis is placed today on externals and too little on character. Spot on. So my sources are Wikipedia, and then Good Housekeeping, and I do not know how to pronounce that name. She was the one,
Erica Ellen Sanson.
Sanson. Yeah, she was the one that gave a lot of the bullet points of some sites are easier and more user friendly to get information from. What?
Excellent job. Good job. I love Bettywhite.
She is just adorable at any age. Yeah. But what were you going to say?
But I donated recently to Wikipedia.
Oh, yes.
If anyone uses Wikipedia for sources, in which we do a lot, not completely, but a lot.
Right.
And I donated, and I will be donating more because I like Wikipedia.
Well, what I didn't know, I learned through my brother. You might have told me, so forgive me.
I didn't tell you.
These are all people that volunteer their time to pull this information, cross-reference, and put it up. They don't get paid for it. So that's great to donate to Wikipedia because these people do it at the generosity of their heart.
I can't remember where they said the donation was. I got the email back, but it was wonderful. Make sure it's a reliable source, though, before you donate.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It'll generally pull up, do you want to donate a couple of dollars or whatever? And then they sent me a receipt saying what the proceeds go to.
Do that. I'm going to see really quick if I can do that.
To donate to our source.
It may not, let me see.
I don't know about you guys, but I Wikipedia everything. I Google everything. Like what's going on,
Yeah, let me see if I can get, I think it should still be playing. Let me see if I can get.
You're in Wiki?
Yeah, I'm going to get just a, see if it's on there. Bettywhite's official.
Oh, another great day at the LA Zoo.
But I'll hopefully this is not here.
Oh, is this her?
This is Luciana. Oh, wait, hey.
Will you turn that garbage off? You think you're so hot. Check out Betty's beat.
And that's, yeah.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I gotta pull that up.
I'm still hot.
That's hysterical. Oh my God. Okay, we'll all have to pull that up. On that note.
Yeah, it's just anyway.
That one.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, so hopefully we're still rolling.
Yep, we're still rolling.
I hope so. And we'll get that. Oh, come on. Okay. Gotta go back.
Let's all be like Bettywhite. Live a long time and happy life and be kind to each other. And thanks for joining us for episode 30.
I had to make sure that we were still rolling.
Episode 30.
Episode 30.
Congratulations toast
Yeah.
to you and
Yeah.
your spell binding.
And we will soon. We're working on our logo, so we'll
Yes.
have that really soon. We're working
Yes.
on a card
And we do appreciate the nice comments and the helpful tips
of
and
lighting and different stuff like
and,
that.
Yeah, and we're
do
going to get a card with a QR
link
code.
tree that will show. Yeah, we'll show all
We're
of that.
not exactly like super high tech here, but we're working
Well,
on
we're
it.
first going to do a QR code, but now we're going to do the link link
that the
tree.
same thing?
Link tree. Well, it's kind of link tree.
Does
It's
it
a
have
link,
QR code?
and then that link will take you to wherever you want to listen.
Well, Link also
Spotify.
has QR codes. Anyway,
Yeah, as we banter here.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
off to
and,
do our mini-sode 30 now.
absolutely. Thank you.
So if
And
you
as
wanna
always,
listen, be kind.
and be good to each other. All right,
Thank
ciao.
you.